I still want a music video. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Jobber Nation, welcome. Hello. We're back at it. Welcome to another episode of the Jobbertears podcast. As always, I'm Janelle from HR. Here with Wilkins and the returning of Mrblacc in studio, live and in color. Shout outs. Oh my God, what's been going on the last 2 weeks?
Dark Side of the Ring, AEW.
Besides that, I meant like outside of wrestling world.
Heels is a pretty good show.
I'm gonna binge. Someone else had told me, like someone else had mentioned it.
It's only up to episode 6.
Nah, I'm gonna wait till the whole season finishes.
The costumes are trash in the show though. Trash. The costumes are trash.
It's very indie. So what do you expect?
Put it like this.
Isn't everything indie? Very indie right now.
Put it like this. Watching it now, you're looking like you start to understand what's behind the business a lot more. You know, you can actually watch the first 3 episodes on YouTube for free.
I have Stars, so it's fine.
Oh, you got
I was just waiting for because I have it as an add-on for my Amazon Prime because of Power. So when Power got started last year during the pandemic, I just added Stars. It was like an additional $5 on Amazon Prime. So I just watch it when it finishes. Cause Stars has a lot of good shows actually. Like, what else? We got
thank you.
We got Power, Kanan's thing, and then Power. The other little nigga coming back. That's coming back in November. A lot of fall shows are coming back.
When is Insecure coming back?
Insecure is a few weeks. It's October. October is like a lot of shows.
Yo, why is it coming out so late?
No, it's fall. That's typically fall season.
Insecure comes out during the
No. It comes out during the summer.
Yeah, it's a summertime.
It's the last season.
But it usually comes out during the summer.
Okay, so you gotta realize everything was pushed back because of COVID. So everything they recorded probably most of everything the beginning, like spring and summer of
Didn't
this year.
Didn't they record it this year?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So a lot of things. So even one of my favorite shows on OWN is Queen Sugar. Queen Sugar couldn't record last year because of the pandemic, but then they incorporated pandemic into the story. Like, it was dope. But it's down in Louisiana. It was where they record. So a lot of places 05?
What
do you mean 05?
Louisiana is 2005. If you go back down to Louisiana, it's 2005 to 2008. That's the vibe that's down there. Yeah, I was down there a couple weeks, and that's what it was. And then you know what? Shout out to my man Salvatore from Jacksonville, Florida.
No. He was stuck down in New York. I was messaging him.
And then he put up a post. He said, "Yo, Wilkins, I just saw what you talking about, 'cause I was right." Louisiana stuck in 2005 and 2008.
I mean, it's not a bad place.
It's not a bad place. It's a beautiful place. The food is delicious.
We're actually going.
It's basically like Staten Island.
Next month. No.
Staten Island.
There's culture.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, so it's Staten Island with culture.
No, I wouldn't even compare New Orleans to Staten Island.
I would do that. I would do that to New Orleans.
Yo, how we live in the 5 boroughs and we don't claim Staten Island?
Staten Island is nasty. Because it's nasty.
That's the only place in New York. Like, the only way you can really get out there is from bus and boat.
What?
No, you have to take a boat to get there.
Yeah.
A boat.
Yeah, you can't even take the bus over. Yeah, you can't. You got to take a boat. Yeah. You either take a car or a boat. Dang, that sucks. You have to take a boat.
Wild.
A boat, and when you get out there.
I mean, it's a nice little ride, though.
Nigga, I don't want to go to Staten Island.
Nobody likes going there.
You know what it is? I don't mind the ferry. It's just after you get off the ferry, then you got to go another 45 minutes.
It's an eerie feeling out there. It feels like I'm in a horror movie. If you want to shoot horror movies, anybody who don't live in New York, go the thing. Candyman?
No,
I saw Candyman.
Okay, I haven't yet. Give me another.
Oh my God!
I didn't like it.
It's on
with
Prime.
shows. What's up with y'all?
It's on Amazon Prime, so I'm gonna rent it the next time Mikey's at the house.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Did you see the first one?
I don't remember the first one.
You mean the original one?
The original one? I don't remember.
The multiple ones? They're on HBO Max.
I ain't gonna watch it.
Actually.
Candyman.
Yo, it was crazy because I tried to get Mikey to watch the original one because he was in a horror type of feel. I mean, and nigga was like,
he was with the first one.
I don't want to watch that. I want to watch the new one. And I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, it's because some things you just want to watch. And the thing about I like the new one when I saw it, because I like history, so they did a mini history lesson because Jordan Peele loved putting black trauma in his shit. Well, this is how it started because there was slavery right here, and then the nigga died here, and then it led to this.
But guess what? Trauma cells.
Tribe itself,
Asian,
but then he put
Asian trauma.
But then he put in like gentrification in there.
Yo, he did.
And he was like, this is the reason why. This is why he became Candyman. But somehow he connected gentrification into a horror movie. I don't know how he does this shit.
It's fire. How he did it though? That was fire. You gotta admit, that was fire.
I saw
Right,
I saw Shang-Chi.
Oh, I was
10 Rings.
How was that?
So
10 rings.
I didn't want to sound. All right, for people who are listening,
Shout out to Andre Martin.
I just don't want to come off racist because I told my Asian client this. I told my Asian client be like talking. I was like, I hope I don't sound racist. It felt like they took Black Panther and made an Asian version of it, and then it felt like I was watching a Dragon Ball Z live action movie.
That's a good thing.
Now it was okay. So
that's a good thing.
I never because I fucks with the Asian community. And I never
Wu-Tang, come on, man. Because of them, they birthed out Wu-Tang for us. Come on.
No, they did not. But okay.
Come on, they was watching the videos.
This is what happens with this nigga. He watches something one time, and then everything in life connects to that. This is what
everything connects, B.
Everything connects to Wu-Tang?
No, everything connects in life in general, B.
No, everything does not connect.
Yes, it does.
So for people who are listening, I guess this is our TV show movie review part of the show.
Yeah, because so wait, before we do that, shout outs. So we're gonna get into AEW in our live and experience yesterday, but shout outs to Will Hobbs. He's watching right now.
My nigga Will Hobbs?
Nah, first of all, shout out to Will Hobbs.
See?
These streets need to rep my nigga Will Hobbs.
Yo, we been on Will Hobbs, B.
Thank you.
We been on Will Hobbs.
I had to tell
this podcast. Who was the first one on Will Hobbs?
I had to tell this nigga real quick. I was like, listen, because he was like, I don't know if I'm over with the crowd because I don't know if niggas wanted to boo me or cheer me. And I was like, listen, niggas didn't really cheer because it was CM Punk. So don't take that shit personally. But I said niggas has been on you since that match with Hangman Page.
Come on.
Please be clear.
Nigga, we put him on the cover.
Come on, B.
Nigga, we put him on the cover of the Jobbertears podcast.
Will Hobbs, B.
My nigga.
You was all Will Hobbs before anybody. Everybody's like, we don't know about Will Hobbs.
Well, you about to get to know him.
Until like Taz renamed him to Powerhouse. I was like, nah, B.
Nah, the Powerhouse. I like Will Hobbs.
Yo, Powerhouse Hobbs is kind of alright though, son.
No, it's not. This shit is mad old school. I don't fuck with this old school shit. But we gotta think about Shang-Chi real quick because I'm gonna get to Will Hobbs. So I'll make it real quick.
I just had to because he best be said, I see y'all. And I was just like, okay, hold on. Let me tell him.
So I'm watching this shit, right? And I don't want to do any spoilers, but they go to like a different world in the movie.
Okay.
So, but it's if you're a Dragon Ball Z fan, you're like this feels like Dragon Ball Z. But it's very like the beautiful part about it, they represented the Asian culture in the right light.
Okay.
Like, there wasn't, like, super stereotypical, because it's also based in the Bay Area. You know, it's very Asian in that area.
Shout out to Jeremy Lin.
So.
What? He's from the Bay Area.
I didn't know. I actually didn't know that. So, but it's very Dragon Ball. There's even a part when the chick is like, yo, he does a Kamehameha. Like, she said it when you go see it, she says that in the movie. And the nigga is riding on a dragon.
Will said.
The nigga is on a dragon.
Hobbs said that you get him hype every time you talk.
I appreciate that, my nigga.
Come on, man. It's Will Hobbs, baby.
But so
you go against Yaya. That would be a good match.
Yo, if we have money, I'll pay for that match.
Yaya
versus Will Hobbs.
Ooh! Ooh!
Big meaty black man.
Come on, B.
I mean, that was really raw, and it is essence. But we're gonna get on.
All right,
so
speaking of big black man, like if you want to see a very good tag team match, a potential rematch for future endeavors, O'Shea and his boy versus Mrblacc, aka Jobbertears South, this Friday at Battle Club Pro.
It actually would be next Friday.
Oh shoot, my bad. My bad. Listen, all my weeks is all mixed up.
Yeah, I know.
You know, if you want to see big meaty men in the tag team match, O'Shea versus
I'm sorry,
Yaya.
Sal's from Miami.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was from Jackson because he's always at an AEW show.
I mean, he's like
he should have came up yesterday. To be honest with you, he should have really came up.
Will Hobbs is the future, B.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
Yo,
the future.
I swear, every time I talk to him, I think it falls on deaf ears sometimes because I'm just like, yo, you don't understand. Like niggas is really riding with you.
So this is.
It's just like the niggas that's over there. They don't book you right all the time.
If he comes to Legends Bar, the whole arena will run. Everybody like, whoa, Will's house! So like a celebrity in there, B.
So, all right, I'll make it quick. I guess we got to talk about this. So, this is my thing with the match. And I'm going to say
I didn't see it. You know that, right?
You didn't watch it?
It was on Rampage.
Oh, it's Rampage. Oh, sorry.
So it's recorded.
Spoiler alert, because it's gone tomorrow.
Well, we're not going to tell you who won. But you know who won.
Oh yeah, I don't see CM Punk.
But the thing about, all right, so this is the match.
Was it good though?
It was solid.
To be honest,
because the thing about this nigga CM Punk, that nigga hasn't wrestled in a while.
Yo, first of all, that nigga was gassed. Old, and he was tired.
But the thing is, I can't blame him for being gassed because Will Hobbs is a big ass motherfucker. Yeah. So.
Because think about it, the dynamics. You went from Darby Allin, who's loose leaf paper, to fucking UPS FedEx box.
That's a good one. Yeah. So there were certain parts. There were certain parts where you can tell he was tired, but because Will is so green, he couldn't cover it up. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Oh, just lack of experience.
Cool. And that's the only thing that was the only bad thing I got from it is because. Nigga, you haven't been doing this long enough that you can make a tired vet look phenomenal.
Yeah.
But if you take away the match, I'm gonna break down on some like some Peyton Manning shit. All right, the heat he was given Punk was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Facial expression solid because if you're watching from TV, they
clean it up.
They don't clean up. I'm talking about they will
They kind of
zoom into his face.
That's they clean up they'll clean up the cuts and everything.
So they'll zoom in on his face, and he had good facial expressions. Walked around the ring a couple times, got into the crowd, fucking phenomenal. Punk was fighting from the bottom the entire time. So fight from the bottom, meaning that he was
to set up his comeback.
Yes, to set up his comeback. But the problem is Punk got tired because Will Hobbs is a big boy.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of meat you're trying to put around.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said we like big boys here.
Yeah.
Grown men.
Okay.
From a big boy myself.
But so throughout the match it was good. Now, the crowd, they know what the fuck to do. Because you have to understand, Will is supposed to be
a bad guy.
The bad guy in this. But the thing about he was getting heat. But it wasn't OD heat.
It wasn't OD heat.
And it was like Darius Carter. He we only boo you because we like you.
Yes.
No, it was like we only boo you because we can't boo CM Punk.
Yes.
That's really what it was.
And I think that's an even better explanation.
Yeah, no, and I had to tell him that. I said, to be clear, you are over. It's just that niggas wasn't gonna be sitting there booing CM Punk.
Yeah, so that's the issue. And he is placed into this storyline as the villain.
Yeah, yeah.
And then as much as people want to say AEW crowd is smart, they don't know who he is.
Yeah.
So they're still trying to get to know who he is. Now with the storyline that was put in place that he was put in, and he's been on AEW, what is it, 6 months maybe?
Yeah, going on a year. Yeah, going on a year, yeah.
Going on a year. So AEW kind of put him in, and then take him out. They never got to know him as a character.
Yeah.
Because every person they put up against him is always for a little. It's like you hanging a candy in front of a baby, and they I want to try it, so you try it for a little bit, but then you take it away and be like, it's too much sugar.
He has nothing solid. He had nothing solid to grasp because he's still kind of young in the game. It's not his fault that he don't have a lot of experience in the game.
No, but it's also too they don't put him in positions for him to gain the experience.
But
he hasn't been on Darker Elevation in a minute.
Yeah, so they don't do that, and that's another thing. That's another thing where the beauty about AEW for vets, like somebody who's been in the game for a very long time, you don't gotta work that much.
Yeah. But
for somebody like Will Hobbs, Private Party, all the younger guys that are on, Ricky Starks, even Hook.
Yeah.
You mark out for Hook, don't you?
I low-key like the nigga.
He got brolic. He got bigger.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
He got brolic.
The fuck?
Yeah.
When we saw him last night, I was like, I didn't even know he had shoulders like that. The fuck?
So first of all, I'm fucking with the Gun Club.
Yo.
Yeah.
We got to get that shirt. That Sons of a Gun shit, that shit is hard.
I mean, that's nice when it's, doing stuff with his daddy. I like that.
And they all look alike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mad scary. Yeah. Mad scary. But, all right, so I guess we want to go into the show. You want to go into the AEW show?
Yeah, so we can talk about our experience, from the gate.
Whoa. Let's talk about the negative first, because everybody want to know what our opinions on Dark Side of the Ring. Let's get out the negatives first and end the show with a positive on Up and Up.
I mean, there's going to be negative in what we're going to say anyway.
Yeah.
So it don't even matter.
So we'll do Dark Side of the Ring after.
All right.
So, okay.
Because I was like,
so first of all, the internet wrestling community is mad small.
Yeah, it's very small.
No. The shit is mad small. First of all, everybody knew each other in there.
Yeah, it was like a reunion.
It was like a reunion of oh shit, I haven't seen you in a while.
Oh, where you been?
And then people will text you yo, I'm in the building. Where you at?
Yeah.
So that was the beauty. That was the beautiful part about it.
Anybody that y'all guys haven't seen in a while that
I saw Peter.
Who?
Peter. Remember from Yelp? I saw Peter. I saw Daniel.
Daniel? Who's Daniel?
He has no names.
Oh fuck! Why you ask these questions?
So these are basically you saw everybody from.
I saw people last night. Well, in real time. But in taping time on Wednesday, I saw people that I haven't seen in probably over 2 years.
And that's the beauty about
like probably 2-3
the
years.
AEW shows. What people don't understand is that the tickets are affordable.
No, I didn't know that.
That was the best. You know what? I had my ups and my downs about the show, but that was probably the best $40. My seat was bomb.
Yeah, so it's a lot of the tickets are very affordable, and you can hit like for instance the last week's show. I went to last week's show because it was the Newark show.
Oh yeah, in Jersey.
I went to that one. I go to that one. Super last minute. My ticket was like $25.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Danny had given me her ticket, but the thing about it, I was gonna go in the app already because I didn't even know they were doing a show. But what I'm trying to get to is that it was last minute. I could have bought a ticket for $25.
Mm-hmm.
Now we bought this ticket for Dynamite a month ago.
Yeah.
But the resale went up because of what the card looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah, the resale, but actually, even before like Daniel, like how Eddie Kingston has said, like after the show, the resale was still high even before like the Daniel Bryan and the CM Punk even came back because they went on sale before they came back.
Yeah, and but the thing about it was still affordable tickets. Like obviously the ones like by ringside are like $300.
No,
that's it.
No more than that.
I'm about to say $300 is cheap.
Somebody told me to say $300. Heartbreak Julio paid like $300 for his seat.
Okay, so I'm realizing that either the pre-sale or when they go on sale will probably be the best two options for AEW because that's probably how he got the $300. Because I realized with Survivor Series they they did the combo and then they do each day, and they had aisles. They had TV front side aisle for Raw for like $100 and something per person on Ticketmaster like 2 days ago. So like pre-sale and like when it goes on actual sale will probably be the best.
That's what I'm talking about when they go on sale.
So what else happened?
Okay, this is my takeaway.
Okay.
Yeah, you go first.
The first match, low-key fucked up the show. And I'm gonna tell you why. Did you watch it live?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. So because I want to see. I think, and I told Mikey this when we got home. I said, I think if I heard commentary, I would have felt a little different about the show.
Oh, yeah, it was different. Commentary was on point.
I think if I would have had a narrative,
the camera cuts, like, they definitely saying that this is the match that is key.
Oh!
This is the match to set them up.
We saw it, because the thing about it, you watch on the Jumbotron.
So you watch it on the screen. So there was a big...
It's whatever you're watching at home.
Okay.
So they did, like, the turnbuckle camera. They did that a couple times.
Yeah, no, we saw that.
We saw that.
Yeah.
I didn't hear the commentary.
So
That's what
I said. I think if
JR was on point on commentary too.
Because JR is the man with a big fight feel.
He put
him over, I'm assuming.
It was JR from the Attitude Era, B. JR from the Attitude Era.
Now I gotta watch it.
So this is my thing. The match came on 30-minute time limit, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, I didn't have a problem with the 30 minutes.
They didn't announce it, right?
Oh, they did. They did, but they didn't.
It just was like, it was
weird. It went over everybody's head.
Yeah.
Because each match they do say a time limit. So like, I thought it was weird that they gave Kenny and Daniel Bryan a half hour, but we all knew the end was gonna be Ruby Riott and Britt Baker, and that nigga had the audacity to say an hour time limit. I was sitting there like, there is 15 minutes left for this fucking show. How dare you insult my intelligence?
Like 15 minutes though.
Oh, it sure did there.
It did. So this is my thing with that match. So I absolutely loved the match. Kenny gets his props. DB though, or BD, whatever you want to call him.
BD.
Boy, that man is different.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, the storytelling that was done was phenomenal. Yeah. This match I'm people that are listening, I'm not comparing the two, but I'm just pulling similarities.
Okay.
You were with me when we watched Hogan versus
The Rock?
The Rock.
Of course.
Now, on TV, I don't know if it translated the same way, but The beginning of the match was very similar to that.
Yeah, filling each other out.
Because they had a stare down.
Yeah.
They acted like they were gonna get, do a lockup at first, but then they didn't at first, and then they did the lockup. So like the match itself,
a lot of callbacks.
The match itself, I mean, I already knew it wasn't gonna end clean because I just was like, you guys aren't gonna just do this one time and one time only. So I kind of already knew what the setup was gonna be, but my only issue, and you can agree or not if you want because you were there, and then you can agree or not since you. Hey Steph, and you can agree or disagree from watching it on TV. My biggest issue, and I know people are gonna be like, Janelle's a hater, blah blah blah. It's okay, it's fine. I'll eat it. It's fine. I'm a hater, but I've been to 3 Dynamites. It's okay. Yeah. Fine.
Haters and supporters pay the same exact amount for
No. But I have nothing to hate on, like at all. So.
But go ahead.
But whatever. My biggest issue was this was New York. It was Grand Slam. It was a big stadium feel, but there was no wow. There were no surprises. There was no like something you left like, oh my God, this happened. You know what I mean? Like there was no wow. Like I wasn't wowed. Like I was like, this is cool. This is great. If they continue to do this every year, this will be great for the city of New York. This would be great for wrestling fans. Professional wrestling is back since they got to shove that down our throats all every week. That's fine. But there was no wow. Like you didn't, like at 10 o'clock, you were like, that's it? Like what? Because, and then they dragged the ending with Britt and the girls in the ring thinking you maybe think somebody was going to come out. And then the camera cut and the credits rolled and I said, what do we do? What happened? Like, for me, there was no wow. There was no, like, I'm going to remember a year from now, outside of Kenny and Daniel Bryan starting their rivalry, that I'm going to be like, oh, shit. Remember when at Grand Slam, like, there was no wow. There was no surprise factor. There was no, like, I'm leaving here, like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get that feel.
You don't always need a wow. You just need a good satisfaction.
No.
Because so far, for the past couple of months, 2 months, ever since like they actually got on board, been traveling and stuff like that, Dynamite been good. It may not have been wowing every week, but it was good quality. You don't always need a wow sometimes because they've been surprising us. Come on,
but if you're in one of the biggest cities of wrestling,
okay,
this is your largest attendance, ever, that you've done, there has to be a wow.
But it was certain type of wow where like they I know Homicide came out to help out what's the name?
That's Rampage.
But still though, for y'all it's a whole package. Y'all got Rampage and AEW Dynamite.
It was the 4-hour show. That's the wow.
So that's
that
the
wasn't
package.
A wow.
But that's the package that y'all got. And someone at home, I'm looking like, ooh, it sets me up to watch Rampage today. It's all about the setup. At the end of the day, it still got to sell tickets. Listen, they got y'all money.
Which is fine. Because listen, for me, wrestling is an experience.
But let me finish,
so that's why the wow for me didn't happen, because I came for an experience and I didn't get that.
Listen, at the end of the day, they got y'all money. They sold out. So they taped the 4-hour show, the basically pay-per-view for y'all. For me, I got it broken up. So
you probably got the better deal.
So and this is what I was trying to say. I'm trying to say that for the viewers, they still try to sell a television show. It's still a series. So for me, I'm like, oh, I can't wait till Friday. I'm hyped up because I didn't get that last hour. Y'all did. So to y'all, the total package.
2 hours.
2 hours. But
typically it's an hour.
Right. But the whole total package, y'all got that.
But
this pay-per-view was something like, all right, cool. This is their Raw after WrestleMania. Where, like, it may not be a lot of surprises, but it sets up for a lot of things for to continue on.
No, but even Raw after WrestleMania has surprises. So that
not always.
Majority of the time they do.
The problem with the show is that it dropped heavy after Bryan versus Soul Glow Kenny. Everything dropped.
It didn't feel like that.
No, at home. No, I mean in the stadium. Everything dropped. So the Bryan Kenny match, great. Mm-hmm. Like there was a point I was with Nathan from 2020 podcast and Storyline Tees. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna grab some food because grab some drink. Are you coming?" I was like, "Nah, I want to watch this shit. This shit is fucking work that they're putting in." Because the first 15 minutes of the match, they ain't do shit. They ain't do nothing special. They just work.
They didn't show commercials either.
And I saw that.
Thank God.
They show commercials.
Thank God someone listened and said, "Listen, pay for the fucking commercials."
So that was the beauty. But the thing, but the problem is, things dropped right after. So you have the MJF match and Brian Pillman match.
That
Horrible
didn't pop.
But the thing about it, how are you gonna? How is that match gonna pop right after?
I was really upset.
It was after CM Punk.
CM Punk spoke, right?
Yeah.
I'm putting but it's still the match after.
The match after.
Mm-hmm. You took the crowd out. The crowd is gone. The crowd is gone because MJF and Brian aren't doing no flippy shit. Nothing's not gonna be over the top. They're workers too, but they're not as good of workers as Brian and Kenny. So it's like, what the fuck?
So nobody popped for the Sting match? Listen, again.
Like for me, I popped because of Sting.
I don't like Sting, so I ain't pop for shit.
Again, how you guys were on TV, they got it right because you felt the arena.
That probably was the most. Well, so and then I ripped.
Did you hear the boos for Cody?
Yeah.
You
heard the boos.
Everybody talking about that. I was like,
you heard the boos. So
Cody?
Because that's what I'm looking like. Depending on where we were sitting, because that's what I'm looking at home, looking like. There was a reaction for the Brian Pillman match. It was good.
No, there was
reaction.
So what I'm trying to tell you is comparable to, and I know Kenny and Brian are such superstars.
Like the first 30 minutes was death defining.
Yes.
Like, I can't put that into words.
The crowd got tired. The crowd. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The crowd dropped. They needed another master to pick that crowd back up.
It's like you having a quick nut and then somebody want to go around to you. You're like, hold on, I need to catch my breath.
But that was the CM Punk. I don't know. At home, it translates well.
Yes.
Because when MJF was getting heat, boo, the Sting match, yeah.
But it's for me that's two different experiences.
And that's why sometimes it's interesting how things translate on TV versus in
like
person.
For me,
because like there'll be times where Raw translates so much better live, but on TV everyone's like, oh, that's just regular shit. So that's kind of how I felt. I was like, if I was home, I think I would have maybe been like, oh,
because
shit.
I love Ruby and I love Britt, but
niggas was exhausted by the time they got to
Britt
them.
got exposed to me.
Oh, she didn't allow reaction on television.
So okay, so I'm gonna tell you this.
Britt got DMD.
So I'm gonna tell you
shit is hard.
Harder than crack.
So I'm gonna tell you this. This is what I got from that match. Once again, Britt got exposed. Britt is still green.
Yeah.
When I'm watching that match, Britt is still fucking green.
Her fucking kicks were so weak. Like,
that's the thing. Now you have Ruby Soho who can wrestle, but once again, and this is the beauty about wrestling right now. To stay with me. When you're a fucking vet, you can make anybody look fucking good.
Yeah.
When you're that fucking experienced, you make anybody look good.
Kanye was on point on that.
I remember I had my first school match. It's not about me, but I want to use this as an example. It was Cruz, Cruz, Big Boy Cruz.
Uh-huh.
It was Big Boy Cruz. I had our head trainer's brother and one of our head trainers, Big Joe, in a match. So it's all four of us. First match ever, Red was like, yo, hey, I want to see what you can fucking do. I can't do shit. We all know this. Red,
we don't all know
but you know what, Red? You like me for some fucking reason, and I think you just like me as a person. So you know what? You can go ahead. And you know what? I'm getting mad hate from the class right now for this shit. Because everybody don't think I deserve this shit. But different conversation. So we go in the match, right? I got two vets in this match. One motherfucker who's done it more than me. I'm rookie as fuck. Mm-hmm. We talk about it in the back. I don't remember shit. I go out there and then Cruz taps. He's like, yo, just remember what you're supposed to do. That is it. We'll take care of the rest. This is more of independent feel. This is big picture we're looking at when it comes to Ruby Soho and fucking Britt. So we get in there. I'm nervous as shit. My eyes is going wink, whack, 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 patty, whack, move a dog a bone. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Those motherfuckers covered for me.
Shout out to Chris from PS for Life podcast. Listen, Chris, I was there, baby. Sorry.
But go ahead.
So they covered for me.
Mm-hmm.
Kept me fucking safe, made me look fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know more about the game than I do when it comes to that independent wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Cruz is like, I'm gonna hit you with my fucking clothesline, which fucking hurts.
Mm-hmm.
There's no safe way about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't hurt like it's gonna hurt, like kill me, but that shit, you feel that shit.
It stings.
Nigga, it's more than a sting. But whatever. Because he hits you. So anyways, I fall to the ground, match over, but it looked good because they covered for me. Now, you're looking at Ruby Soho versus Britt Baker.
DMD.
Ruby is great,
Okay.
but she's not good enough to make, I don't think in my opinion, to make Britt look better. Because there's certain spots, certain things that were done, you saw the greenness of Britt. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. You saw the green as exposed.
And like, because I will always go back to when Bret Hart made British Bulldog look like a god. This nigga was high as a fucking kite.
Yeah,
But that's just how good Bret was in the ring.
So then, question to the table: what was out? So removing Daniel Bryan and Kenny Omega, what was the most memorable moment of last night?
I have to say Sting. Because that one stood out the most because it just shows you that, like, watching heels, whatever, it translates over, like, no matter how old you are, if you really keep your body in shape and you do what you have to do.
He didn't take that shirt off, though. He never taken that shirt off.
Why? No. He did it a couple of times when he first wrestled.
Oh, he did, but he looked good.
He probably fucking realized, like, keep that shit on.
Just like how my son Sting changed the atmosphere in New York yesterday.
So then my question. But that's the same like when Undertaker comes out, so don't do that.
We know that.
Sting's still overrated, but go ahead.
So then don't
do
Sting,
that. Like, you have to understand, Sting on television, and they kept on saying his age, like he's 65, 60-something, whatever. And like, it wasn't insulting. It was just like,
it was a proud moment.
And shout out to FDR. FTR with little nuggets with the whole NWO Aspire, because they would be like Sting was beefing NWO for a minute. It's a little Easter egg right there.
That's probably to Tully though.
Yeah.
But no, my only grip though is that where does that leave FTR though? They've lost 2 major matches the last 2 weeks.
Well, this is wrestling. Anyone can recover with good booking. That's it. Like for example, Daniel Bryan literally got beat by Sheamus and like in a couple of seconds. Now, Daniel Bryan had like 2 WrestleManias. And Daniel Bryan.
That's because he occupied wrestling.
But it doesn't matter. And now, because of that, it birthed a saying, the Yes Movement. That is solidified in wrestling. But it doesn't matter though.
That's okay.
His legacy continued with that.
That's okay.
Just like the Woo Chop.
Shit. What was I about to say? You made me forget what I was going to say.
The Woo Chop.
No. Memorable moment outside of Kenny and
memorable moment being there. I would say, and I know this is like a spoiler, but Homicide.
That is and that's a different show too.
But that was for me was a really cool moment because he's so new, because he him and Eddie are really close.
Yeah, no. I just think it's a dope the match itself could have been 10 times better.
Match was trash.
Yeah.
Match was trash. No, so you're not going to see it yet.
You haven't even seen it yet.
The tag team match between Eddie King, once again, and I was telling my boy this. Live, the shit was basudo.
So I probably
So on TV,
it might translate better. But the tag team match between Lance Archer, Suzuki versus
Dean Ambrose.
Suzuki Gun. Just call him Suzuki Gun versus Dean Ambrose
and Eddie Kingston. Yeah. They had like a lights out.
It was supposed to be a lights out, and lights did not go out.
Lights didn't go out.
Spoiler alert.
The lights never.
No lights never went out.
But
why the fuck call it? He said the lights are gonna go out
in the arena.
He announced it, and he didn't.
Was the match bloody?
No, not really. So
you know what? I gotta watch it.
So when you watch it, we'll
talk about it next week. But
I was watching one. This shit was long because you have to understand. It was 8 to 12. We're there.
Yeah.
Number 2, the shit was like all over the place and just a mess of a match.
Yeah.
the thing that saved it was Homicide came out and it's like, yo, if you know who Homicide is, you pop for it.
Yeah,
It's a
you
New York
pop.
thing.
Because he's a New York thing. He's a fucking legend in the independent game. So like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But after that, it's like, what is this shit? Like literally, it was like, what is? And that was the majority of Rampage for me.
I mean, was it good with Little Uzi Vert coming out?
Little Uzi Vert got a bag for not do nothing.
Nothing. Because Tony Khan legit said, I got somebody to rap for me, and then Tony Khan rapped. Spoiler.
Yes.
Well,
Like, it didn't make any sense.
Uzi legit.
came out, and then, so where me and Mikey was sitting, there was a guy, and like maybe 2 rows in front of us on the left side, fucking marked out for Lil Uzi Vert. Like, I'm talking about, like, you would have thought fucking Hove came in the fucking building.
Nah, Uzi.
This nigga popped, and then for Tony Khan to be on something like, I got somebody to actually, that knows what he's doing, and and Uzi Vert comes out, and he just stood there.
And got a bag.
And Tony Khan then proceeded to rap against Matt
Was
Castor.
Tony
And we were
Khan good?
like,
No.
No.
Okay.
Uzi got a bag to not
So just
do
walk
nothing.
out. He walked out of the face side of the tunnel.
It was the most beautiful thing in the world, business-wise. He literally walked
He
out.
walked out and then walked
Didn't
back.
say a
Didn't say
word.
nothing.
Didn't say a word.
Like,
And I know he got.
all
I
he
know-
did was this. All he did was flex 2.5 seconds, and then Tony Khan did his little rap, and then that was it.
But mind you, Uzi got a massive pop.
So why didn't he give West Side Gun that position?
Once again.
Gazelle, they all was there.
But hold on.
You can put them on camera though, right?
But hold on. Let's pull it back. Let's
I
pull
don't
it back.
know.
Let's pull it back. I fuck with Griselda. But
You
they're
know
not
what?
as mainstream
Yeah,
as Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah.
And once again, I remember I put in the chat like Lil Uzi Vert just walked in.
Didn't he say Jadakiss was in the building? Or am I tripping?
I didn't remember hearing that. But I remember I put in
remember
Lil
hearing
Uzi
Jadakiss,
Vert
I
was in the
was like-
building, and then Matt was like, who is that? Nigga, you old. So of course you're not gonna know who that is.
How old is Matt?
Matt's around our age.
Oh, he definitely not gonna. No, you should know though.
No. Matt.
No, I had to ask Mikey. I was like, what song this nigga sing? And he was like, all my friends are
Friends are
dead.
dead.
And I was like, that's the only one I know.
But it's
Yeah.
like, but
That
he's
aside.
over as hell
Yeah.
with the kids.
White America.
So I don't.
Which come to realization after 3 fucking dynamites later, that is their demographic.
White America.
Yep.
But
Wait,
That is their demographic.
how much White America was at Dynamite yesterday?
It was loud and proud. But let me tell you, it was even worse in Newark, of all places.
It's
My
Newark.
homegirl, my homegirl lives in Newark. She lives across Tiara. She lives across the street from the fucking Prudential Center. She said I met up with her at a little bar like down the block from the Prudential Center. She said, this is the most I've seen white people around this area ever. Ever.
Niggas want to
And
talk
it's
about
Newark.
gentrification, gentrification of wrestling. So let's rewind. Let's fucking rewind.
Okay. So
Wait,
because
because
the gentrification of wrestling.
no, it's not gentrification of wrestling.
It should be reversed then.
It's not gentrification of wrestling. This is what it is. And I'm going to be honest.
As you
Wrestling
should.
is white as fuck.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Let's
White.
not
We can't sugarcoat that.
can't sugarcoat
No,
that.
you can't. No.
We as black wrestling fans and people of color
Yeah.
understand that wrestling is white as fuck. It is a predominantly white sport.
Yeah, we know that.
Right?
Yeah, we know. Oh.
So, majority of their fans are going to be white. Now, remember what this company talks about. We are a professional wrestling company.
Right.
What are you going to have?
White people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Number 2, they haven't pushed hip-hop and rock. They haven't pushed really hip-hop really that much into at AEW. So you're not going to pull that in.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't see that many. And especially during the time that we are in now, where people are more aware of things.
What?
People are more aware of things.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to be like, when they don't see people that look like them, they're like, I'm not going to watch this.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's another reason why, which is why white people is like, yo, hey, put more people of color, put more black people on there, because if you see somebody that looks like you, you're going to watch more.
Okay, but the thing about it is, let's take away us like outside of wrestling. There's not that much of us in America. There's not that much of us. Period. Like white people make up the more percentage. Then in Spanish. And every other race.
Yeah,
know,
but
for
that's
that.
But
that's
think
so-
about all the other sports like football and basketball, though.
White people. You see mad white people.
Yeah. You ever been to a game at Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, white people. It's more of a mixture, yes, because we live in New York.
But I meant the actual athletes.
But that's different.
But Cody mentioned that too.
What?
Cody Luther X?
Oh, yeah. Cody Luther X, yeah.
He did mention that.
But the thing about it is just like, you're right. Even though the players are black, the fans are still white.
Yeah, but then the thing is, though, with wrestling, since their characters is more character driven,
you have to be invested in the character.
You're more invested in people that look like you.
But the thing
not only look like you, because going back to like Austin and stuff like that and DX, you have to be invested in the character that you relate to.
Yes, but then also
someone that looks like you is another level. Is another layer to it.
Okay, so even you pushing the culture, you are more invested, because let's look at it. If you look at most people who are around our age, what do they tell you? I was fucking with the Attitude Era.
Right.
They were fucking with WCW. They were fucking with WWE.
Right.
Now let's look at the culture during that time.
Right.
Hip-hop is on the rise.
Right.
You have fucking Kevin Nash wearing FUBU on every fucking time he's on Nitro.
Right.
Lugs was sponsoring everything out there.
DX is doing Suck It, hip-hop, very hip-hop.
Yeah.
WWE puts out a whole fucking hip-hop album.
Yeah.
So the current culture is there.
Okay.
And I think the one thing about AEW, they haven't fully embraced culture. And I think that's what Janelle's trying to say, where culture is not fully embraced.
Okay. The thing about AEW, I'm not making excuses though, but like it takes a while to build culture.
No, and I understand that, because how like your EVPs are a bunch of white dudes from like Middle America and
I was just about to say that your EVPs are corny white boys. Corny white boys who probably got bullied and then just like, they got cooler later. Because think about it. When I watch BT, I'm looking like, bro, son, now you just buy sneakers, man. Like, you don't even do it for the love no more. Like, you just trying to flex on niggas like you have money. And
I go hold you. I'll do the same thing.
But like their take on like when Bucks and them do that only really gravitates to niggas that like sneakers like that.
But okay,
like,
cool.
As a
it's
fan,
a sneaker
like
culture.
Me,
it's a sneaker culture. But the thing about it is just like, yo,
it's a fucking pair of sneakers.
Like how many times have you ever heard Kenny? But hold on.
No, because she's not ignorant.
I'm really not.
Because I was just like, yo, I like sneakers. That's you. I don't like sneakers. There's a fucking pair of sneakers to me. What?
Pretty much, yeah.
There's sneakers. Both of y'all are like this.
I do like sneakers, though, but I just don't announce it, though.
My nigga, that shit is not.
But the thing about it is just like,
Whatever.
a lot of them is just like, they just taking what they like from the culture. They're not actually embracing it.
But that's it.
Oh, but that's culture.
That's culture vulture.
That's culture vulture.
Because listen,
I popped back on the Dear White People on Netflix.
Because
and that is culture
think
vulture.
about it. They had a segment with Big Swole on BT and they took it off. They had at one point during the pandemic.
Why would you tell me
BTE was mad culture. They had the FTR. They had the Private Party on there. It was mad culture. Now it went back to frat culture.
So yeah, and I think that's what I'm saying is the thing about it. You bring Lil Uzi Vert out, that's fucking great.
Frat culture.
You bring him out, but he doesn't do anything, and which is what. But the thing is,
it's the same with what they did.
But the thing about it, it's always this conversation: are you going to grow your audience? You know what I mean?
Because think about it. Yes, granted, they in their millions. They in their 1.1, 1.2 million. Rampage is barely doing 500, 600, whatever. You're in that. Those are your consistent fans. Those are the people loyal every week. Boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm.
How now are you going to take that 1.2 and turn it into 2.2?
You're 100% right though, but it's still like when it comes down to it, it's just like, let's be serious here. Niggas don't fuck with wrestling. A lot of black people don't. We do not. And a lot of black people are butthurt that wrestling is scripted. Niggas need to get over that. Because
when niggas watch Love and Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop, your relationship is probably fake. Your weave is fake because it's definitely not yours.
Actually, but
and
you paid for that shit,
and
so
your
it's
Gucci
yours.
belt is fake too, my nigga. You need to learn to accept the fact that everything is scripted. At the end of the day, though, let me go even more deeper than that. If you believe in religion or whatever, you're a Christian, you believe that everything is written, everything's written out for you. You just gotta follow your destiny. So you believe in that, all of that, but yeah, you can't go over the fact that wrestling's fake. That's one. Two, a lot of niggas are so like uncomfortable of stepping outside their box that they will watch wrestling on the low. You would never know that.
So I got something. I got something. All right. So you're right. Cool. But the thing about it, if I'm a company, I don't need those motherfuckers.
You're right.
You already left.
Okay.
But I have people like the Jobbertears podcast, Black Wrestling. I have Queen Kiki. I have those wrestling girls. I have Black Guy podcast. I have Talk of Champions. I have
Dirty
the people
Hills.
from your Dirty Hills. There's a black audience
Okay.
that loves it.
Okay.
So the thing is, I'm not telling you to stop whatever you're doing now.
Okay.
Because your core fan base loves that shit.
Loves the shit.
Yeah.
So
Eats
there's
the shit
nothing
up.
wrong with that.
Okay.
Because at the same time, they need to be fed. They need to eat.
Okay.
But I need to sprinkle some other shit in there.
Okay.
So what you said before was like, it used to be cultured.
Mm-hmm.
BTE.
Yeah, it was more cultured.
BTE.
Yeah.
It was more cultured. So add that more to your show. Because
You have to. My issue with AEW at times is they have the pieces, they just don't know how to use it. And it's the same thing that people say and argue with WWE does it, but they won't say AEW does it. And that's always going to be my issue. And it's like, listen, there's always going to be two sides of the coin. And you have the players, you have the people, you have the talent, you scouted people, you contracted them, you've done all this stuff, but then you don't use them. And it's the same people that bitch and moan and complain about WWE not using talent, not doing this, not doing that, but won't say the same for the other side. And that shit is unfortunate, and it is actually hypocrisy at its finest.
And it's true though, because one of the greatest examples is Joe Janela turned on Sonny Kiss recently. Right? Guess what? I didn't know about this. They didn't advertise it. But Sonny Kiss defeated Joey Janela on the recent episode.
I saw it on Twitter.
And I'm looking like...
Looked kind of cool. He fucked him up.
Yeah.
Yo, and I'm looking like, yo, how you not advertise this? Because I want to go and watch this.
But what's crazy is that when we were at Newark and Joey Janela came out with the tall Brocky bitch, I was like, who the fuck is this?
I love her.
Yeah. They don't...
But I like
Brocky
shit
bitches.
like that. I like shit like that adds another element.
I love
that
tall
adds
Brocky
another
bitches.
character level to you. It's like, think about like Pokemon.
Yeah.
When you want to level up your characters.
She going.
You go to the tall grass.
That's how I was when she fucking with Mikey.
Yeah. You like, look, boo.
Let me tell you,
my
we was at
fucking
fucking Nashville, and we was there was our last night in Nashville, and we finally found like a black bar. So we sitting there watching the football game because it was Thursday night game. It was Tampa and Cowboys. So we watching the game, and this nigga pulls out his phone and starts looking for Pokemon. I said,
Yes.
man,
Yes.
you don't cut that shit out.
But
Yes,
the thing is,
But the thing is that, you know, in wrestling, you have to be able to level up your character. You have to be able to transition.
Don't I say that?
But I'm reiterating because, you know, sometimes, you know what it is? Sometimes you can say something, I can say something, you can say something, and we saying the same thing. But if I say it, somebody hears it differently.
Yeah.
If you say it, somebody hears it differently.
It's fine.
And that's just really what it is.
But
that's always, so that's why when people be like, oh, you hate AEW. No, what I hate is niggas don't know how to call a spade a spade. Not AEW's not perfect. WWE's not perfect. Wrestling's not perfect.
So it sounds like wrestling is basically culture vultures. That's what it sounds like.
On both sides.
No, I'm talking about wrestling in general. Not so much Impact. I feel like, again, Impact does not get their credit.
But Impact screws up too.
They do, but I feel like it's very culture down there.
It's culture because they have no choice. Because there's a rise of black independent wrestlers.
Shout out to like Savannah Evans for getting a shot at the women's tag team championship.
And ain't nobody talking about that shit. That makes me upset.
But so this is my last point on this. If somebody asked me about this, he was like, "Do you think that AEW might have to change some things?"
Duh, you have to evolve.
Yes. One thing that nobody talks about is why WWE is still around.
They have a culture.
No. They grew into the PG era.
Yeah, that's their culture.
And it wasn't original.
And I'm gonna explain something. I'm gonna say something because
they've been through rides. So like they're beginning like the Hogan times and stuff like that. That was PG.
Yeah.
And then they transitioned.
Culture.
It was
rules of aggression, old culture. It was still culture.
Yes.
But the thing
it was still a theme. It was still a theme.
But
NXT 2.0, they setting up a theme.
Listen, that's blacker than black.
But
right now,
but the thing is, so my point is on that is that how do you grow this audience? That's what I'm trying to get to. Is how do you grow this audience? Like Janelle said, you're doing like about 1.2. You got about 600,000 on during Dynamite. That's what you're averaging. So altogether, you're not even hitting 2 mil.
Okay.
Altogether.
Okay.
How do you grow this? How do you bring more people into this?
I say this
because, but let me hold on to this. That's where the issue lies. They're not adding a little bit more to grow.
Okay.
Because they keep talking about this demo. Yep,
that's all they talk about.
So let's talk about this demo.
Okay.
This demo is, what is it? I think it's like 18 between 35.
18 to 35.
Niggas that who buy stuff.
Yes. People who have, for the most part, 18 to 35 is two type of things. Either you just got your first job that pays decently, or you got your second job that really pays. But one thing that nobody talks about is during these times, what happens? You get into relationships.
Yeah.
You start having children.
Yeah.
Now, this is what WWE did. And John Cena mentioned this in his documentary, Ruthless Aggression Era. Oh, I think it was about him. Kids, you have kids. What happens when you have kids?
They get older.
You get older. I have kids. I can't take them to a very super edgy show anymore. I have to take them to something that I can sit down at. Yeah. Because if you look at the Attitude Era, there was barely any kids there.
No.
That's the same thing with AEW.
I was about to say, any shows I've been to, the 3 Dynamites I've been to, I really
there's no kids there. And that's okay for right now, but looking long term, you got to evolve something.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question. We don't have conversations. Because are we having a conversation with the kids? No. A lot of us are saying that this is my friend kid, this, that, or third, and you know that is an extension of them. So the thing about it is when it comes to bringing in different demographics, they're depending on the heads. This is the same problem with the NBA, analytics. Analytics. Everybody just look at the numbers, but look at the people that you watching.
And that's a good thing.
Because think about it. If they really break it down, look like a lot of black people not watching it. You have an idea like how to bring in more of a blacker audience. My thing is this way. Stop talking among each other because a lot of y'all corny.
And that's it.
A lot of y'all corny. Like, yo, who idea? Like, certain stuff they be doing, I'm looking like, yo, but y'all niggas are corny, son. Like, yo, I'm looking like, y'all not cool. Y'all y'all that white boy where I sell you bud, but the simple fact that you got bread, so, like, I keep you around and you kind of knowledgeable, but, like, you low-key be kind of culture vulturing because when I first met you, you was not wearing Jordans. Then two weeks later, I bring you in, you wearing Jordans now. Bro, wear what fits you. Don't try to be someone else's culture. Unless you fully embrace that shit. And a lot of these guys are culture virtues. All they do is take from us, borrow from us, and say, hey, you know what? You're a big black guy. Maybe you should just do this.
But that's the thing. And this is why, and this I guess we need to get off of this. Niggas get on Brandy.
Listen,
and that's.
Listen, I want you to cut this, tag her in what I'm about to tell her. Sister girl, I'm going to want to have a brunch with you because the heelish shit you did last night, I don't care. No one can say what you want. And mind you, we counted, it was about 10 middle fingers throughout the whole night. That shit gets corny and stale after a while. Just want to put that out there. AEW, you might want to just slow that roll. But
what she did with Malachi?
But because you always think she's the picture perfect wife. She's Cody's wife. She doesn't do nothing wrong. When this bitch put up the middle finger, I said, oh, this bitch got character.
But it was when
she
did that, when she was in the
this bitch, I said, oh, she seasoned the fuck out of this whole segment just now.
But the thing about
and I'm here for it.
But the thing, like we said, shout out to Black Wrestling Lines. Please check out that interview. It should be the link down below in the description. You watch on YouTube or SoundCloud. Just like we said, we get on her, but we don't embrace her.
I like her.
No, honestly,
I want to have a conversation with her.
You know what pissed me off by a lot of these wrestling fans? About how to get on Brandy. I'm going to get on all of y'all niggas for this way. Y'all forget, collectively, a lot of us got called Oreos because we talk very proper. So a lot of time growing up, we're forced to...
I don't think that happened to her.
That was Tiara. That wasn't me.
I don't think that happened to her.
No, but it was Tiara, though.
But...
And then people would always would ask me, how are you friends with her?
Okay, boom. The same exact people who spend time, they were getting teased throughout high school. Like, for example, me, I want to hang out with a whole bunch of hood niggas. I love the hood. I love doing hood shit. I love playing CeeLo. I love doing all that crap. But I was the most Oreos dude out there. I got caught. I got to make fun of that. So when I see Brandy going through what I went through, I embrace her. A lot of people forget, a lot of us was in Brandy's position. And think about that. Us like in wrestling, son, that was taboo. So somebody who's in wrestling who kind of try to figure herself out, at the end of the day, though, son, she still had to grow up as a person. So we need to be a lot more fairer to her and forget where we come from and have sympathy.
I was just really upset Cody got booed.
But the thing is with her, so this is it. This is what I want to say. She ain't got no power. So you need somebody that understands culture.
Get on Stephanie then.
Huh?
Get on Stephanie though, right?
But sit down.
But yeah,
what are you doing? What are you doing?
I gotta pee. Like y'all don't get on Stephanie for that, right? Y'all always want to brace her because what? She's white though, right? Come on, that's not fair.
Stephanie does mad shit.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think that it has nothing to do with B. On that,
I'm just saying that how that Stephanie, we said this a million times. Stephanie don't have no real power, but we don't get on her. But with Brandy, we get on her for every little thing. Come on.
But the thing is, there's certain things that Stephanie does have control of, and she does help with stuff. Like she's been in the writing room.
Okay, go pee.
Why you walking in front of the camera?
Just go pee. Can you go on the live feed and see what everyone is talking about while this one goes and use the potty? And then we're gonna jump into Raw this week, which I don't care what anyone says. This shit was jam packed of 3 hours.
No, it was a good Raw.
To the fucking TV. And then we're gonna talk about Dark Side of the Ring, which was probably the biggest thing hitting the news waves in the wrestling world this week. And this week's episode premieres. Those that are watching on live feed, this week's episode comes on tonight at 9 o'clock on Vice. Typically, it's available on YouTube the next day, like if you search it. But this week's episode is about Chris Kanyon, who was a wrestler, very big in WCW era times. I loved him in WCW, actually. And then when WCW got bought, went to the WWE side, and things didn't go out so right. And then, unfortunately, he took his own life. But the episode, I think, we'll talk more about his career and, how things kind of went downhill from there. Yeah, for tonight's episode. But we can jump into talking about Raw this week. Yeah, what I did not think they were gonna open Raw with that 6-man tag. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Like I was sitting here like, whoa. But what are your thoughts on this week's Raw? That everybody I woke up the next morning and I realized people weren't talking about it. So I went on our group page and I was just like, it's just interesting that everybody for weeks and weeks on end will complain and talk about how shitty Raw has been. But the one Raw that pops, no one talks about it. So, what did you guys think about this week's Raw? I mean, as you guys look on your phones and not talk to me.
No, we're paying attention. It was really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Raw was very solid. I like the fact that one thing that low-key are doing, they are incorporating more women's segment. Watching Raw, it feels like they just took their old playbook from back in the day and just updated for a newer audience. Because if you watch it, it feels like it was a typical what made WWE back in the day. Backstage segments, randomness, people actually hitting each other. That whole Shayna Baszler versus Nia Jax match,
listen,
that was a very good match, but too bad Nia Jax is injured for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
And like I always said, though, like Nia Jax is a sponge. Like she's a bullet sponge. She could take hits. But a lot of these women, I understand why, because a lot of men, they say they want women to fight each other, but a lot of men don't want that. They want girls to wrestle all pretty. Like, say what you may say. So, and a lot of men haven't embraced that women can actually go out and fight. How many times you hear women among our groups, oh my God, it's a women, I'm not watching this. They're the WNBA, they suck because they can't dunk. But I'm looking like, but she could beat you though.
You know what's crazy? So this when did we go over there? Was it last weekend? Went to the Fallout Shelter. Shout out to Battle Club Pro and the Fallout Shelter. And they were doing their tournament to crown the new 5 Points champion. But the match that I was there for, that I actually did commentary for, which I was bullied into, that's a different story for a different day. It actually was Isaiah Wolf versus Riley Shepard.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those moments where it was like, fuck, I wish everyone saw what I saw type of thing, because it was really dope. But one thing Riley had said while we were all talking and stuff like that, she was just like, one of my favorite matches that I've done was against Darius Carter. And I say that because I think we always fall into the, it has to be woman versus woman or man versus man. But you have dynamics and you have people that can carry a match and be the opposite sex and it be able to work and be successful. Like, to her, she said that's her favorite match that she's done within the last few years. So, like...
That has nothing to do with what I said,
No. You talked about how men don't want to wrestle.
I said men don't want to see women wrestle the hard-hitting style. As far as
But their match was hard-hitting. That's why I mentioned it.
I said, but a lot of men don't like seeing that. They like women just doing prettiness. I didn't say women...
Actually, you know what's crazy? I feel the opposite. I feel like a lot of women don't want to watch women wrestling.
That's true.
Actually. I feel like men are more open to watching women, whether they're pretty or not. They're willing to watch it and be like, oh, shit.
I know a lot of girls.
Chicks are haters.
Huh?
Chicks
yeah,
are
because,
haters.
you know what? I know a lot of girls who play ball. If you ask them, do they watch WMUA? And they say no. It's like, why don't you WA also? That's what you're going for. I just don't watch it.
So, yeah, I think the flip. I think men are more privy or more known to with watching women versus women than women are. Because I personally know a few women that don't really care for women's division wrestling or care for women's matches and stuff like that. It's just because it's not for, like, they don't like it. And once again, you like what you like, you don't what you don't, and it's fine.
Just don't be a dick.
Well, that and just respect everybody's craft. Like, it's not easy. That's why I think it's always been dope. Ever since you started training, because now you have a different perspective in wrestling and in what happens and how matches are made and how things are translated versus not. So I think it's always good to just have. I think the true leading to successful wrestling is to having an open mind, and I think at times we lose that. Yeah, but it's a wrestling podcast, so that's why I said that. But I think we lose sometimes that essence of just having an open mind into what's going on or what can happen. Like, even with as not good as Charlotte and Alexa's thing was, because that drag, but they did have some heavy hitter quotes that I was like, oh shit. But I think some people are like, oh my God, Raw drags, Raw's this, Raw's that. But I think continuing to have an open mind into seeing what could happen, and sometimes just letting shit happen and seeing what happens is what I think is necessary in order to survive in the business and to survive actually enjoying, wrestling. Because sometimes we forget about that.
But the thing about it is, like, a lot of time what I realize by watching wrestling in general is be in the moment. A lot of people will take out, like, the whole enjoyment by being on their phone for the whole 3 hours. Like, they'll literally just be on the phone like, oh, what did they say? Da-da-da. So they miss a lot of key factors within the match. One thing I learned is when I'm watching TV now, I put my phone right there. This is my segment. This is my me time. Yes, if I pick up, I pick up because it's going during commercial. We live in a world like it's so much distractions. So a lot of people don't really sit down and watch wrestling for what it is.
Wait, do you want to say your thoughts on Dark Side of the Ring real quick before you go?
Dark Side of the Ring was fire. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it was.
It was freak nastiness all over that plane.
It was.
First things first, Ric Flair's a nasty man. But we all knew this already. Number two, Tommy Dreamer's mad dumb. And I think Russell's got to be more media trained. Because I think, so this is what I got from Tommy Dreamer. I felt he was trying to protect Rick.
Yeah.
And then also complain about cancel culture at the same time.
Yes.
And that was a recipe for disaster.
But the thing about it is, this is how I see it, right? A lot of people are campaigning to cancel Tommy Dreamer, right? Reason why that I find it hard to cancel him, cancel culture is stupid. Let's make that straight. Tommy Dreamer has a track record of always being a good guy. That's one of my favorite wrestlers. Yes, did Tommy Dreamer did a drop for us? Yes, so I'm extra biased. But let's take away, I'm not talking as the podcast of Mrblacc. I'm talking as a human being right now, Yardley. He just said one thing that was bad. And you're gonna erase all the good things he had done for people throughout the years.
But the thing is, the problem with that is that I don't think he needs to take accountability.
Yes.
But the thing about it, if you don't push back on it,
yes,
he's not going to take account because
don't cancel him.
But the thing about it, nigga, he doesn't wrestle like that. Who cares?
Yeah, but the
thing about he needs to take a seat.
But my thing is, why so people are so quick to cancel people, but forget that you said some dumb shit too in the past.
Yeah, but the thing about it,
what's the difference?
The difference is that you're defending borderline rape.
And at the end of the day, I'm not saying what he said was right. So definitely be clear. I'm going to be very clear with it. What he said was very wrong. He needs to be educated. But how many times all of us have been in situations that we was uneducated and we still defend somebody that we love, even though that they was wrong, and comes to find out they was wrong. Because they said something that was bad. How many times have you said something that was off and I said something that was off on the show?
But the thing about it, that's not the same thing.
So my take on it was, and just be very clear, once again, I don't like going deep into stuff that I wasn't physically there for.
Right.
So that's first thing. Second thing is that it's interesting how we're so quick to badmouth and cancel and curse the person, the supporting characters, but not the main character. And that's always going to be my thing. It's interesting how 20 years later, it's the niggas around Rick that get in trouble, but not Rick. When 20 years ago, everybody got fired and not Rick.
Yeah.
So my thing is going to be, if the heat's going to go on somebody, let it be on the person that, that had the situation with. Now, once again, it went through courts, it went through all that stuff. So it coming out now 20 years later.
And then went to court.
And they said, because they settled out. And that was the other thing.
No. But that's, okay. She probably got advised by her lawyer. We had a collective. It's like, yo, they will bankrupt y'all. They will drag this. So it's easier for the company and the people just to settle out of court.
Well, actually, on Dark Side of the Ring, the lady has said her husband didn't want the story, didn't want to talk about it and stuff like that. So he said to her, settle out of court.
And the one thing I like about Dark Side of the Ring, because you heard her side and his side. Should have had made, this is why I love the Jordan doc. They let Jordan hear what other people said so he have a feedback to it. If Tommy Dreamer heard what she said first, I guarantee Tommy Dreamer would have more of a standing. He would not say what he said.
But the thing is, Tommy Dreamer came off very arrogant and like, I don't give a fuck what this chick says. That's the problem with it.
That was the issue.
It's not the issue of him
really what he said. It was the fact that he didn't acknowledge that she still was a person and she had her own experience.
Yes,
and that was that.
And then he was like, yo, really people want to cancel, people want to want my hair. No.
But how long did it take y'all to have sympathy for people?
But the thing about it, it takes, I'm a person. I've always had sympathy for people.
But
no,
no. But look, matter of fact, better example. This is why you get taught and educated.
No, but the thing about it, you're not understanding it.
I do understand.
No, because the thing is, he's fucking wrong.
I said
no,
that.
But the thing about it, nigga needs to be sit the fuck down. And it's not about educating shit. It's the fuck, nigga, you're dumb.
Hold
on. Let me get this off. Let me get this off because I have to go. The problem is you're a grown man. And the thing about and I'm gonna say this right now. We are in a time, yes, cancel culture is bad, but niggas don't want to fucking evolve. That's the problem with Tommy Dreamer and that whole fucking situation. Yes, at the time, you thought that shit was okay. Right. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Yes, we can all talk about that. Even the time that has gone past. But nigga, you're in 2020. And you still, I think probably was filmed in 2020 or 2020, whatever it was fucking filmed. You still haven't grown? And you just dismiss the whole situation. That's the problem. These old niggas that do this dumb shit don't act like shit is cool. The thing is, go back to this. Are we still calling black people niggas? No, you're not allowed to say that. You can't call a black person a Negro. You have to evolve with the times. And half of these old people don't want to evolve with the times. Rick was wrong, point blank.
He was wrong then too.
He was wrong then, he's wrong now. And the thing about it, yes, you think, because he did that, blah, 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 blah. You think it's, no, it's wrong. Yeah, because at the end of the day, if that was Tommy Dreamer's daughter,
it would be
that happened to, he would have been a whole bit of conversation.
Okay, let me say this. Ric Flair should have got some kind of fine or trouble because you're exposing yourself to people who are not within the inner circle. You was wrong for that. That's one. He should have got punished for that. Some kind of punishment. Two, the whole Tommy Dreamer situation, I get it. A lot of these old heads across the board in many different fields, even people around our age, people are so stuck and stubborn within their ways, right? I guess with me, is I've been in a ton of trouble for the stuff I said. So I have an understanding where, like, people that never cancel me, I never got fired, people educated me. And from that moment, I learned from it. Everybody has moments that they're either going to evolve or they're going to digress.
But he refused to evolve, and that's what he said it. You basically said, I don't give a fuck what the current climate is. People complain about me.
Did he say that?
He basically said that in that conversation.
But you can't put words
no,
in his
but the
mouth,
thing about it, if you rewatch the shit, he's like, yeah, you know, people just cancel people left and right. Like, people get mad about this and that and talking about his fucking hair. The nigga is old. The nigga is played the fuck out and has a fucked up mentality. So you know what? Sit the fuck down. You're on fucking punishment.
How can you say someone has a mental mentality and just say one statement?
No,
though?
because that's the statement. It's about rape. It's about fucking rape.
I'm not saying that.
No, because the thing about you don't defend this shit.
I
don't care how
much.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about him. Even if you fucking love Rick, you gotta hold him accountable for that shit.
I agree.
And he didn't hold him accountable.
But the thing is,
nobody did.
So,
and they're
that's,
all wrong.
But that's gonna and that's really my issue. The issue that I have was that everybody down Tommy Dreamer Will, the whole fucking ship should
like WWE should get in trouble too because they basically took this thing just because that's the curse by sending out a curse. I mean, sending out a court because they basically made a mockery of that situation for years. Like later, even heels reference that with when their gods they had a dick out on the flight. They reference that low key. It's just like the whole industry, right? The whole industry made a joke out of this. Dead ass. Unless you know the story, you understand this. So WWE should definitely take accountability for it. But guess what? They won't. Do you think that they released Rick because they knew that this was going to come out?
No, he asked for his release.
But overall, though.
No, he asked for his release.
So let me ask you a question, right?
Let me ask you a question.
What advice would you have for women that's in that situation?
And listen, I've never been in that situation. I'm blessed that I've never had a friend close to me that's dealt with, or that I've known that's dealt with, being sexually assaulted or things like that. But to be honest, and it is whether it's male or female, if you want to make a statement, if you want to make an actual change, you got to go through that struggle and you got to go through that process of actual justice. And that was kind of the one thing Tommy had said that I was like, I kind of like you taking money. It looks bad in a sense because now it makes what they did seem like it was okay.
Now
and
you
that,
see,
and that is acceptable.
I don't like that fact that people take money though, but it's in the fact that what else are you gonna do?
Like I get the thing is that there is no real monetary value on suffering. There's no real monetary value on your experience. So, but once again, everybody's situation and what, she might have been going through at that time, once again with her job, and she probably didn't go back to work. And, everybody's situation is different.
You don't know,
everybody handles things differently, and that's fine. But my thing is, if it's something that you stand by, that you absolutely live by, then go find the proper justice.
Fine.
And that's just always gonna be my thing. It's just do what you feel
that's
is
right
best
for you. Because a lot of people love to talk about, if I was in this situation, you never was. Because I know a lot of people who will talk the talk. Then when a situation arises, they do a complete opposite.
Yeah, I mean, because once again, you don't know, and that's just in life in general. You won't really know how you're gonna handle the situation until you're in it. It's just
exactly.
Like, it's in any relationship, it's in any business deal. It goes through any channels, any decision-making situations. You don't know until you are actually living in that person's shoes and living in that truth.
I agree with you, Janelle.
And that's just 100.
It is. Like I agree with you 110%. But I don't know, man. It's just like life.
It's a hard deal. Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, and once again, it's unfortunate that once again because it's what the crazy part though that I had read was that Dark Side of the Ring is 3 seasons in, so this is like part 2 of this season 3. That episode was their lowest viewed episode, actually, but it was the most asked from fans to do. So it's so weird. That's why I don't really believe in ratings. I say that because I was like, I really don't believe in ratings.
You know what it is? I don't believe in ratings anymore because I believe at the whole total package, because I bet you when they put it out there, everybody who basically pirated got some hits off on YouTube. So everybody made money off of it.
But the guy, and because I had posted a clip of because y'all know I listen to Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette and one of the producers, I think, of Dark Side of the Ring has spoke about this exact episode 4 months ago, and he talked about it in detail, like this is what's going on, these are the type of things. And he said most fans and most people that love the series wanted to know about the plane ride from hell. So that's really why they did the episode. They did it because fans wanted to see it. But the thing about it, I don't think they, and that's why I said, going back to our interview with the editor for PWI, when he said some people are not going to like how they look coming out of that. And when he said it while we were recording, he said it.
Yeah, he did.
And I said, I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm going to remember him saying that because there's a reason why he said that. And as I'm sitting and watching the episode, I'm like, holy shit, this is why he said that. Because, once again, Tommy Dreamer, it's no right or wrong. You can't dismiss somebody's experience.
No, you can't.
That's just nonsense and ignorance at its finest. So you can't really do that.
You can't.
But my thing will always be that everybody does have to make sure that the person has to take accountability for it. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, and turn a blind eye to certain shit, because then you make it seem like it's okay to do it, and it's not okay. Like, once again, her life changed forever from that one plane ride.
I mean, again,
so it's unfortunate that once again, that was her experience, but on her end, like, once again, don't know what she was going through at the time, don't know how things were really going to affect her. So her taking a settlement, say what you want. It could be a pussy move. It cannot be. It's whatever, but it was her decision. And, you just got to respect people's decisions on how they handle their own situations. Like, yeah, we can all sit here and be the peanut gallery and be like, oh, yeah, you could do this. You should do this. And blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, you can give advice. However, just like you always say, you could bring the person to the river, but you can't make them drink the water. Yeah. And that's just what it is.
It's horse.
No, not always though.
No one said you can't bring a person to the river to drink. No, it's a horse. But
I can't stand.
You're right. So what's tonight's episode?
So tonight's episode, and we'll talk about it next week on the Jobbertears podcast, is on Chris Kanyon, who was, like I said while you were in the bathroom, I loved the character in WCW. I love when he was working with Rick's son and with once again, rest in peace, Daphne, and all that, and once again, like, just, I loved his character in WCW. It did not translate in WWE. Yeah. And there were some very sad things that are going to, I believe, come out in this week's episode. So, once again, strap in for, some Ric Flair disagreements, because I don't think that the best is yet to come. But yeah, they have him next week. They still have, I'm really excited. I think they're doing Luna the second part of the season, which I'm really more excited to hear. Her story and things like that.
Did you see China?
Speaking of China, so a real end the episode on this, because
you know watch China?
What, on Vice? No, I haven't. So the thing with China is that because I have a love for it, it's just like how when me and Mikey watch Selena, it's a dark hole that we fall into, and we just start researching and start watching mad videos. So with China, it's just like growing up, like, to me, she was like Superman, like, to me, like, I was like, oh my God, like a female beating up. So it's just so ironic that right now I'm watching, I'm in SmackDown mode 1999. Mm-hmm. So we talking about when Jeff Jarrett was out here wilding. We talking about when Big Show was WWF champion. We talking about,
a very odd time in wrestling.
It is weird. It's all leading up to when Trips married Stephanie. So I'm in that phase of building up to there.
I felt like WWE made a shift after they got married.
So yeah, because it was the McMahon Helmsley era. So it was a different era. But I'm in that. But then once again, China was Intercontinental Champion. She was feuding with Jericho. Like,
was the matches good?
It was wild.
Like watching it now, is it though? Are they good?
So watching it now, you can see a lot. It's not that they're not good. They're interesting as an adult to watch now. Like, I highly recommend, if you lived in that era as a kid, because that's the kind of like funny part with me and my better half. We're 6 years apart. So this nigga was full blown in high school doing suck it, and I'm just graduating 5th grade. Like,
this is nasty.
This is crazy.
It sounds nasty. When you put it in school like that, it sounds bad.
It's wild.
But when you put adult years, okay, that's not that bad. How many years?
6.
That's not bad. But it sounds wild.
It's a lot.
No. 6 years. No, 6 years not bad though.
That's a lot. That's more than what I typically would do.
So what's the oldest guy that you ever dated besides him?
I was 26 and the person was 36.
That's 10 years, my nigga.
Yeah, my nigga. Wholly different era. A totally different decade, my nigga. Yeah. Shit is wild.
You know what? We got a couple more minutes.
But that's why, we got like a few more minutes.
So
but that's why I was like, ooh.
So, you know what?
Nigga,
You know what? Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
So, you've been in wrestling for a long, long time. As far as it's like, as far as us in the trenches of wrestling, it's been 3 years, right?
About 3.5 years.
So, let me ask you a question. For any advice, what advice you have for like a young lady who's coming up in the game? 20, she first come to indie show. She said, "Hi, Janelle. Nice to meet you. My name is Yolanda."
Choose another name. That's the bitch that murdered Selena. We don't say that name.
Sorry. Yeah. Her name is Vicky.
Okay, I can deal with Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah, me too. So, what advice would you give to her?
Well, what advice in what sense? Like, is she going to be a professional wrestler? Because I can't give advice on that.
How do you be in a locker room full with men? Because honestly, Janelle, if you watch Heels, the lady who's with the she remind me of you.
Okay, so now I'm waiting till the season ends.
Like when you watch it, Steve and Mel character and other guy remind me of me and my brother.
Well, they're brothers, so yeah.
And a lot of stuff that she goes through as far as relationship wise, like there's no one's business but ours. But like some of the stuff that she goes through, I look like Janelle been through that. But how she went through it was a lot less uglier. Trust me, watch the show. But
I'm gonna watch it. I'm not saying I'm not, but no. My only advice, and it goes to whether you're in, as a female, a Black, Latina, a female of color that's trying to get into the wrestling business, whether it's on a professional, like actual in the ring, or you're doing podcasting or whatever it is, if you any entity, the number one thing for me is always carry yourself with respect and always know it's okay to say no.
What do you mean by carry yourself with respect? Elaborate on that.
I say that because you don't want, like, boys are gonna be boys, unfortunately. As taboo as that shit sounds, it is real. Boys are gonna be boys. But if you carry,
boys
niggas is gonna be niggas.
Fight each other.
So they're gonna pull pranks. They're gonna do stupid shit. You're gonna look at them like they're crazy. But I say always carry yourself with respect because then they know to respect you. They won't, like, men in this business will not respect you unless you respect yourself first. And that's just kind of the thing I've learned, once again, building relationships with other wrestlers and us having our podcast and things like that. And just in general, like, there's just a level of respect that I know for me I carry of myself that I demand. And as that, going into a locker room full of men, I don't feel intimidated or I don't feel like I'm the odd man out. Like, even with, like, for Jobbertears, when we had our little, like, powwow before the show started, like, I feel like if I wasn't comfortable with myself in what I've done in the business, then I would have been like, oh my God.
Fine.
So those will be the only two things, is that carry yourself with respect, because if you respect yourself, they're all gonna respect you.
Yeah,
and that's just gonna be that. And then the other thing was, what did I say? I don't remember now. Carry yourself with respect, and and it's okay to say no. It's okay to tell anybody, whether it's in wrestling or not, no, I'm not doing that. Or no, I'm not saying that, or no, I'm not participating in that, or no, I don't want to do this. Like, don't feel forced. You got to do certain things to get a certain place. Like the energy and the love that you put into what you're gonna do is always gonna outshine anything. So those would be the only. Okay. That'll be the advice I would give. So another female.
On a lighter note, what one wrestler that you swore was gonna be big time,
and it's not, or
you do two. It doesn't matter. But like one, I prefer one. But like
that's not big. I mean, everybody still has a chance.
No,
to be.
When I'm talking about how they looking like, yo, what happened, son? I thought they were way bigger than this.
I I don't know, because I was starting to give up hope on Shane Strickland, but then they picked them pieces up.
Yeah.
So I would say that's one. Because I was like.
But that's still happening, though.
No, but that's what I mean. It got to a point where it was just like, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with this nigga. Mm-hmm. And then they kind of, they put Hit Row together, and now, he's on a different level, and he's elevating, and, always know the talent is there. The talent's always been there for Shane Strickland / Isaiah Scott. But just in terms of how it translates on TV. And that's why we always, press on. That's why it's interesting when we talked about AEW, because I was like, our experience live and your experience at home were totally two different. And it happens. It's wrestling. It's fine. So, yeah, Shane would be one. But now they listening. And man, what happened to them? I don't know. Who would you say?
Maven. Hear me out. Because they did build him up. I guess the culture was too toxic. I don't
think he fit in.
He didn't fit in
weird.
Then. He fit in now, though.
Well, I mean, just because I think it's a more open
it's more open
canvas
and
to do different things.
And I feel like I just thought that he was going to be big. I thought he was going to be a company for a while because he wasn't the first ever Tough Enough. That brought in a lot of ratings for them. So it's like, all right, maybe let's see what he has to do. And I'm really surprised that he never became a superstar.
So, we'll end the episode on this. You know who really does not get the props that they deserve? And that's why I like watching 99 SmackDown now. I'm like, yo, this nigga has been carrying the company during periods of times, and we don't put no respect on his name. I need niggas after today put some respect on Shane McMahon's name.
Of course.
Period.
Of course.
Period. Yo, I watched one SmackDown episode, the first one I watched, because I had went back. Shout outs to Tay from North Carolina. She had tagged me in like this Undertaker clip, and it was from a SmackDown in '99, and I couldn't find, and I Googled it. I went searching for this fucking episode, and it was September 19th, 1999. I watched that episode, but also in that episode, it was fucking Shane McMahon versus one of the niggas from Mean Street Posse. Because this is when they was beefing, and Mean Street Posse started we started rolling with the fucking British Bulldog, and that's random as fuck.
Yeah.
But that was happening. But when I tell you, Mean Street Posse came out, and it was an odd time. I'm telling you, right now, watch SmackDown from September to maybe December of 1999. The shit is just wild. But at that episode, the refs went on strike. I forgot about that.
Yeah, they did. I forgot.
But Shane fucking, these niggas came out. Oh, they were on the ramp. They was walking down the ramp. Shane fucking flew over the top rope and, like, cleared the rope and then fucking laid them all out. It was the wildest thing. And I said, yo, no one talks about Shane McMahon doing this shit. I mean, yeah, we see Shane doing it now sometimes, but it's like, oh, Shane, put it up. Like, nah. Put some respect on Shane McMahon's name.
He held it down.
He was out here defending his sister. He was out here defending his father. He was out here working the business.
Him and X-Pac had a good series.
X-Pac fucking turned on Kane. That made me upset. That's where I'm at now. I'm at where DX got back together. And because at first it was Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, and they won the tag titles off of Mick and Rock. And then that was the beginning of DX getting back together. And then Triple H had the world title, had the WWF title. And then Kane and X-Pac were still a tag team here and there. But then X-Pac started doing shady shit. So then Kane was just trying to figure out, like, what the fuck are you doing? And then it was a match between Edge and Christian and Kane and X-Pac. And fucking X-Pac low blows Kane. And I was like, what the fuck happened? What? But September to December 99, highly recommend watching. Once again, we got Extreme Rules this weekend at Legends. You can come out. I'm like 80% sure you will need proof of one shot of vaccination. Since New York is just on that type of time. But if you do need to inquire, you can message us personally. We'll let you guys know. We'll be at Legends for Extreme Rules. And then after that, those are watching on live feed, and those are watching on live feed. Survivor Series tickets are on sale tomorrow, Friday, September the 24th. They're on sale. They're doing combo tickets for both Survivor Series and Raw, and they're doing single day tickets. Though anyone interested in doing a suite message me personally. I can get you information. We're working on doing a suite with Pretty Hills and also with Mania Club. So we're looking, anyone interested, message me personally. You can, if you want pricing and information on that. But once again, Survivor Series is here in New York. I do believe it is, I think, Rock's 25-year anniversary from his debut. So you never know who could pop up and never know who could show up. But once again, thank you to every single person that has once again been writing, been supporting the Jobbertears podcast. Once again, cannot do half the things we do without you guys. So thank you so much. Until next time, I'm once again Janelle from HR here with, Sir Wilkins was here. Now he's gone. And Mr. Black. Hashtag Black Excellence. Hashtag we are out.
I was over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Trying to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.